We all have areas in our lives that we wish were different, whether it's breaking bad habits, overcoming self-doubt, or finally achieving the goals we've set for ourselves. In the hustle of our daily routines, filled with endless tasks and challenges, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Today, I want to reveal a profound truth from the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, which teaches us that it's not the events themselves, but our responses to them that shape our destiny. What if the path to real, lasting change wasn't through external fixes, but through fortifying our inner selves? By applying Stoic wisdom, we can transform every obstacle into a stepping stone toward personal mastery, turning frustration into empowerment and chaos into order. Join me as we explore practical Stoic strategies to reshape your life from the inside out, ensuring that every step you take is grounded in wisdom and resilience. Together, let's discover how this age-old philosophy can provide practical solutions for modern problems, helping us lead a more purposeful and resilient life. Stay with me as we dive deep into these timeless principles, uncovering ways to foster inner peace and strength, no matter what life throws our way. If you appreciate what we're doing here, a simple, free favor I'll ask from you is to hit the subscribe button and share the video with others who are on the same path as you. Today's content might challenge skeptics and provoke deep reflection, so I urge you to watch until the end to fully grasp the transformative potential of Stoicism in our everyday lives. Ready to start making real changes? Let's dive in. Lesson number 1. Mindfulness. Embracing mindfulness is where our journey begins, a practice deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy and today widely recognized for its power to transform lives. In Stoicism, mindfulness is all about self-awareness. It's the practice of becoming deeply acquainted with your own thoughts, emotions, and impulses. Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively in Meditations about the need to observe our own minds as an outsider might, recognizing thoughts and emotions without being consumed by them. It's about creating space between what happens to us and how we respond. Think of mindfulness as holding a mirror to your mind and actions. It's about asking yourself, what am I thinking and why am I thinking it? How do these thoughts shape my actions? This isn't just about uncovering negativity, it's about understanding the patterns we repeat daily, often unconsciously. Many of us fall into routines that shape our lives in profound ways, whether we realize it or not. By paying close attention to these patterns, we can learn to steer ourselves in a direction that serves us rather than limits us. To the Stoics, mindfulness is a tool that helps us live with intentionality, rather than drifting along in reaction to every thought and feeling. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple yet powerful idea reminds us that we have a choice in how we respond to life. Mindfulness is the act of noticing that space between stimulus and response and choosing to fill it with intention rather than impulsiveness. Psychologist Carl Jung also spoke of this need for awareness. He said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." By practicing mindfulness, you begin to make conscious those thoughts and feelings that have been running on autopilot. You start to see yourself with a clearer lens, gaining insight into why you behave as you do and noticing the roots of your reactions. This isn't about judgment, it's about observation. It's not about labeling thoughts as good or bad, but about seeing them for what they are and learning from them. The beauty of mindfulness is that it can be applied to any area of your life, whether it's your interactions with others, the way you respond to challenges, or how you deal with personal goals. Mindfulness allows you to pause and choose your response. This pause is where growth happens. It's where we replace mindless reactions with purposeful decisions that align with who we want to be. For the Stoics, this kind of self-mastery is essential to living a virtuous and fulfilled life. Take a moment to reflect on your daily routines and habits. Are there actions you repeat without even realizing? Habits that don't align with your goals or values? Maybe it's the way you react to stress or how you spend your time. This awareness is the first step to change. Journaling can be a powerful way to practice this. By writing down your thoughts and reviewing them, you bring your unconscious habits and beliefs to the surface, giving yourself the opportunity to understand and ultimately transform them. Remember, mindfulness is a skill that takes practice. Start with small moments. When you feel frustration or impatience, pause and ask, "Why am I feeling this way?" When you're about to make a decision, think, "Is this in line with the person I want to become?" These small moments of awareness add up and over time reshape the way you live. In many ways, mindfulness is about building a friendship with yourself, one rooted in honesty, curiosity, and compassion. Lesson number 2. Responsibility. Taking responsibility for our lives is one of the hardest yet most liberating steps we can take. In Stoic philosophy, responsibility isn't about fault or blame. It's about recognizing that we hold the reins of our lives, regardless of the circumstances. The Stoics believe that while we cannot control external events, we can always control how we respond to them. This fundamental idea invites us to see ourselves as the architects of our reality, rather than passive recipients of fate. The concept of responsibility in Stoicism goes beyond mere ownership of actions. It's about embracing the role of active participant in our own lives. Epictetus reminds us, "You are not your circumstances, you are your choices." To the Stoics, responsibility is power. When we stop attributing our current state to luck, other people, or past events, we unlock the potential to change our future. This shift isn't about disregarding the influence of external factors, but about choosing to focus on what we can change: our thoughts, decisions, and actions. In modern psychology, this aligns closely with what's known as an internal locus of control. Those who possess this mindset believe they have control over their lives, that their choices matter, and that they are not merely victims of external forces. Psychologist Carl Jung emphasized that by taking ownership of our actions, we gain access to the unconscious drives and patterns that shape us. He famously said, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." When we accept responsibility, we move from a place of reaction to a place of intention, choosing how to navigate life rather than letting it dictate our path. But here's the thing: accepting responsibility isn't always comfortable. It often means acknowledging uncomfortable truths about ourselves, our habits, and our mindsets. Sometimes we may realize that we've been holding on to beliefs or excuses that keep us stuck. The Stoics didn't shy away from these realizations. They welcomed them as opportunities for growth. By taking responsibility, we make room for honest self-reflection. We begin to see where we've been avoiding difficult changes, where we've let fear or self-doubt hold us back, and where we've allowed ourselves to remain in situations that don't serve us. There's a powerful sense of freedom in this, even if it feels intimidating at first. When we take responsibility, we are no longer at the mercy of external forces. Instead, we see ourselves as empowered to shape our circumstances, regardless of their difficulty. This doesn't mean we won't face hardship, but it means that hardship won't define us. Stoic resolve is about standing firmly in the understanding that while life may throw challenges our way, we get to choose how we meet them. Consider the way the Stoics approached setbacks and adversity. To them, every challenge was a chance to practice virtue, a test of character. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This profound perspective teaches us that obstacles are not roadblocks, but opportunities to refine our resilience and strength. When we take responsibility for how we respond to these obstacles, we turn them into stepping stones, moving us closer to the person we aspire to become. Taking responsibility also involves releasing the need for excuses. We've all caught ourselves thinking, "If only I had more time," or "if only things were different." These thoughts might provide temporary comfort, but they rob us of growth. Stoicism challenges us to face the truth about these excuses and see them as barriers we create to avoid confronting our own potential. Instead of saying, "I'll start tomorrow," the Stoic approach is to ask, "What can I do right now with what I have?" It's about recognizing that the perfect moment will never arrive. All we have is the present, and we must act within it. This mindset shift isn't easy, but it's transformative. Imagine viewing your life through the lens of responsibility. Instead of feeling limited by what others have done or what has happened, you start focusing on what you can do here and now to create change. This resolve, this commitment to responsibility, leads to a quiet confidence that, whatever life throws at you, you have the power to handle it. It gives you resilience in the face of failure, understanding that setbacks don't define you. They simply test your resolve and reveal areas for growth. Taking responsibility is an ongoing practice. Each day we're given countless opportunities to choose how we respond to the world around us, and each of these choices builds upon the last, slowly shaping the person we become. Lesson number 3. Goal. Setting clear and achievable goals is one of the most powerful actions we can take for ourselves, yet it is often where we struggle the most. In Stoic philosophy, goal setting isn't about grand ambitions or vague desires. It's about defining what truly matters to us and taking deliberate, practical steps toward it. The Stoics emphasized focusing only on what is within our control, and goal setting is an extension of this idea. When we set goals with clarity, we create a roadmap that helps us stay on course, even in the face of setbacks. Many people set goals that are broad and indefinite, such as wanting to be happy or succeed. As Seneca wisely noted, if one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable. Without a clear vision, we become vulnerable to distractions and external influences. Instead, we need to break our goals down into specific, measurable terms, defining what success looks like in practical ways. This approach allows us to measure our progress and ensures we're moving in the right direction. In modern psychology, this concept is known as the SMART approach: goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This aligns beautifully with Stoic principles, as clear, specific goals keep us grounded in actions we can control. For instance, instead of saying, "I want to be healthier," a more specific goal would be, "I want to exercise 3 times a week and replace sugary drinks with water." These smaller, actionable steps give us something concrete to focus on daily, and each step builds momentum toward larger progress. The Stoics also highlighted the importance of choosing goals that are meaningful. Epictetus taught that we should prioritize goals that foster virtue and resilience rather than fleeting desires or superficial achievements. When setting a goal, ask yourself why it matters to you. Does it align with your values and help you grow, or is it influenced by the expectations of others? The clearer you are on why your goals matter, the stronger your commitment to them, especially when faced with difficulties. Carl Jung once said, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes." To set authentic goals, we must look inward and understand what resonates with us. This introspection helps us avoid setting goals that are simply echoes of societal expectations. Instead, we align our goals with our personal growth, values, and the life we want to lead. This clarity builds resilience because we are less likely to give up when challenges arise. We know why our goals are worth pursuing. However, setting goals isn't just about creating a checklist. It's about creating a path. Each small goal should act as a stepping stone that brings us closer to our ultimate aim. For example, if you want to cultivate a Stoic mindset, a series of goals could include daily meditation, journaling, or reading a Stoic text for 10 minutes each morning. While these actions may seem small individually, over time they compound and lead to lasting transformation. As you achieve each small goal, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment and progress, which further fuels your motivation to continue. Stoic philosophy encourages us to set goals that are challenging yet realistic. A goal should stretch us, but not overwhelm us. There's a balance between ambition and practicality. If goals are too ambitious, we risk burnout and frustration, but if they're too easy, we miss out on growth. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be one." This is a call to focus on action rather than perfection. We don't need flawless goals or the ideal plan. We just need to start, adjust as we go, and stay committed to the journey. Once we set our goals, it's essential to revisit and adjust them regularly. Life is unpredictable and circumstances change, so our goals should remain flexible. The Stoics valued resilience and adaptability, viewing every change as an opportunity to exercise virtue and wisdom. If a goal no longer aligns with who you are or your current circumstances, don't be afraid to refine it. The point of goal setting isn't rigid adherence, but meaningful progress. Additionally, it's important to celebrate small wins along the way. Often, we focus solely on the end result, forgetting that each step taken is part of the journey. In Stoicism, the journey itself holds as much value as the destination. Every time you meet a goal or make progress, no matter how minor it may seem, take a moment to acknowledge it. This reinforces positive habits and helps maintain motivation and resilience. Building resilience and consistency is at the heart of personal growth. Life is unpredictable, and challenges often arise when least expected. Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control external events, we can control our internal responses. This mindset shift is where resilience begins. Resilience in the Stoic sense isn't about avoiding difficulty, it's about facing it head-on, adapting, and moving forward. Marcus Aurelius put it beautifully, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, obstacles aren't meant to stop us, but to strengthen us. Think of resilience as a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Every time you face a challenge and choose not to back down, you're training yourself to withstand greater obstacles in the future. This gradual strengthening prepares us to handle whatever life throws our way. Resilience isn't just about enduring hardship, it's about learning from it and using each setback as an opportunity to grow. Carl Jung said, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." Resilience is the choice to keep moving forward, transforming adversity into a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. Consistency is resilience's closest companion. Without consistency, even the strongest resolve will eventually weaken. It's easy to be motivated at the start of a journey, but that initial motivation can fade over time. Stoicism teaches us that motivation is fleeting, while consistency is cultivated through discipline. Epictetus once said, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time." This patience in the face of delayed results is a cornerstone of consistency. True progress requires a commitment to steady, often small, steps that accumulate over time. Building consistency starts with establishing simple routines that support your goals. These routines don't need to be complex. In fact, simplicity is often more sustainable. You might begin your day with 10 minutes of mindfulness or journal at night to reflect on your day. Over time, these small actions become second nature, creating a foundation that strengthens your resolve when challenges arise. The Stoics believed in daily practices that centered them, prepared them for adversity, and reminded them of their values. Building a routine is like building a support system for yourself, one that keeps you consistent even when times get tough. Resilience and consistency are deeply tied to self-discipline. Discipline is the ability to stay committed to our intentions, even when excitement fades or challenges make it hard to continue. The Stoics saw discipline as essential for living a virtuous life. They knew it wasn't always easy to stay on course, but they believed in the power of perseverance. Every time you stick to a commitment, even when it's difficult, you reinforce your ability to remain steady under pressure. This discipline fuels consistency, and consistency in turn builds resilience. An essential part of resilience is learning how to manage failure. Stoicism teaches us that failure is not something to fear, but a natural part of growth. When we fail, it's an opportunity to reflect, adjust, and try again with more wisdom. Instead of seeing failure as a defeat, we can view it as feedback, a guide to show us what doesn't work so we can find what does. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Don't let failure define you or turn you away from your goals. Let it refine you. Every setback, every challenge is a chance to build resilience, to become stronger and more capable. Building resilience also means cultivating patience with ourselves. Change doesn't happen overnight, and personal growth is often slow and gradual. In a world that prizes instant results, Stoicism reminds us that true progress is subtle and takes time. Seneca advised, "How much better to pursue a straight course and attain a goal where the words pleasant and honorable mean the same thing." The Stoic approach encourages patience, appreciating the process, and trusting that every day of consistent effort is bringing us closer to our ultimate goals. This quiet strength allows us to persist without the need for immediate rewards. Resilience and consistency help us handle life's inevitable uncertainties. By developing these qualities, we become less reactive and more adaptable when things don't go according to plan. Resilience keeps us grounded, helping us adjust to life's challenges and emerge even stronger.